Luna Classic. Kwon is now actually suggesting a Luna Classic hard fork. So let's have a look at this potential recovery plan and see how successful it could effectively be. See what the community think about this. So we can see here, just after a bit of research, Terra recovery plan hard fork to Terra Classic. It remains to be seen if the label scam or Ponzi scheme is accurate for Terra Luna. It was previously a well-respected top 10 crypto asset with a $40 billion market cap. Today, still over 1.1 billion. Luna trading is yet to be relisted on all crypto exchanges. For example, eToro, which delisted it at 0.0099, protecting traders from further crashes. This also happened on Binance. They delisted, then relisted it. Kind of crazy stuff. So what's happened is Kwon has suggested a Terra 2.0 hard fork as part of his Luna and UST recovery plan. We can see here in a 12-tweet thread, his proposal is for the Terra blockchain to be forked into a new chain without algorithmic stablecoins, still called Terra, with the old chain being renamed to Terra Classic or LUNC, reminiscent of the Ethereum Classic project, which will coexist alongside it. Luna Classic is now a trending topic on Twitter. We can see the Luna Foundation Guard has also reportedly spent most of its Bitcoin reserves. They have about 313 Bitcoin left only, in an effort to stabilize UST and restore it back to the peg of 1:1 to the dollar. A Terra Luna price forecast for the future is difficult to predict after this Black Swan event. However, a large part of the inflated Luna supply in circulation is still not burnt. The Luna market cap would be back to 40 billion at a Luna price of just over 0.5%. So effectively, it's never going back to these $1 levels, but Luna can still effectively do a 100x. It is still possible for it to do 100x. 1 billion market cap to 100 billion. It's probably never going to happen. So this is one of the tweets from Kwon himself. As we see, the Terra chain currently exists, should be forked into a new chain without algorithmic stablecoins called Terra. Token Luna, and the old chain to be called Terra Classic. Token Luna Classic or LUNC. Both chains will coexist, and we see over here as well, it has been inspiring to partake in the dynamic discourse regarding the best next steps for Terra, taken feedback from the community and fought for proposals. I would like to suggest the following path forward. So this is part of the Terra ecosystem revival plan too, guys. Do stick around for this post, it's quite important. It was just posted 18 hours ago, written by Kwon himself, which I suppose is a bit quite integrity. It's good. It's nice to see the transparency, the honesty, and the fact that he's trying to fix this problem. But if it was premeditated to begin with, and he sold the whales out, bailed them out of the mess, then it's a bit fishy still. So here we see this is a living document to coordinate the fork with the community. Details are still subject to change, so your voice, your opinion does matter if you let the people know. So Terraform Labs will put this proposal up for governance vote on 5/18 Asia time. If passed, it will coordinate the network fork pursuant to the timeline below. And here it is. The motivation. Terra is more than UST. While UST has been the central narrative of Terra's growth story over the last year, the distribution of UST has led to the development of one of the strongest developer ecosystems in crypto, which is the Terra ecosystem, and its community are worth preserving. Terra's app ecosystem contains hundreds of developers working on everything from DeFi to fungible labor markets, state-of-the-art infrastructure and community experience. So it's a huge developer base. They have some extremely big tech heads in this ecosystem. UST peg failure is Terra's DAO hack moment, a chance to rise up anew from the ashes. Taste vengeance kind of thing. We can see fork the Terra chain into, this is basically what they want to do. So fork the Terra chain into a new chain without the algorithmic stablecoin. The old chain to be called Terra Classic, Token Luna Classic or LUNC, and the new chain to be called Terra Token Luna, or just Luna. Luna to be airdropped across Luna Classic stakers, Luna Classic holders, residual UST holders, and essential app developers of Terra Classic. Allocate a large portion of the token distribution in 1, providing emergency runway for ecosystem Terra dApp developers, and 2, align interest of developers with the long-term success of the ecosystem. Network security to be incentivized with token inflation, target staking rewards of 7% per annum, not quite the 19% that we saw before now, is it? Essential app developer program. There are essential apps that must exist in any Web3 ecosystem to be viable. You've got infrastructure, you've got decentralized exchanges, you've got the Explorer, the payments, the wallets, lending markets, analytics, staking, derivatives, launchpads. Very important. Bridges, of course, interoperability, stable coins, we've got NFT exchanges, we've got insurance, DeFi strategies, and more. So essential app developers committing to launch on Terra will receive emergency allocation, which is 1% of total supply, immediately after network launch to provide for runway while they build out product, or our product, I suppose he meant. Commit to returning funds if product has not been launched in 1 year. Alignment allocation, so 4% of the total supply to be vested to dev teams that ship product and show traction. Allocation to be determined by governance, rule set to be debated by community. And here it is, the token distribution. So what it is, 25% community pool, controlled by state governance, 1% essential developers emergency allocation, no lockup, 4% essential developers, 1 year cliff, 4 year vesting thereafter, granted after launch traction, 35% all bonded, unbonded Luna minus TFL at pre-attack snapshot. For wallets with more than one Luna, less than one Luna, 1 year cliff, 2 year vesting thereafter. For wallets with over 1 million Luna, 1 year cliff, 4 year vesting thereafter. 10% Luna holders, staking derivatives included at the launch snapshot, 10% unlocked at Genesis, 90% vested over 2 years thereafter. 25% UST holders at launch snapshot, 10% unlocked at Genesis, rest vested over 2 years thereafter. So it is interesting. We've got the timeline over here, which is all going to happen in a few days, as we see. So do keep an eye on it. Obviously, tomorrow is going to be the governance proposal out. 21st May, Terra Core release its cut, network launch instructions made available for validators. So do keep an eye on this key information. I will link this particular thread in the description down below if you want to participate, comment, get your voice out there, and also stay up to date with this particular critical news. We see a lot of people are commenting already. No one wants a fork, just burn the current Luna and fix the current algorithm to get the UST back, or back to its peg. We want an Ask Me Anything with you. Great work. What will happen to the people who hold on exchanges? What the beep? We got a lot of people are peed off, to say the least, and it makes sense. Here we have a really nice comment from Fatman. Thank you. I think this is a reply actually, so I'm not going to read that one. But this is interesting. So do your own research on this particular project. I think Terra has got a lot of rebuilding to do. A lot of people think it is a bad idea. Like you see here, this just looks like a really bad idea. If you guys have the intention and funds to put in something like that, you should have saved the original chain. You can still fix the original Luna. There is no need for a fork like this. Well, I don't know how they can fix that hyperinflationary supply, but very interesting, to say the least. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe, comment, like. Make sure you also head over to my Twitter channel. Enter the Twitter giveaway. $100 going to be announced the winner just next week. So thanks so much, guys, and take care. Bye now.